Hello, 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 everyone. Oh, I think there's someone here now. Give me just a minute. I'm getting everything set up on the laptop here. Maybe. Live right here. Okay. All right, now I can see the chat. Hey, everybody. It's been a while. Okay, if you don't remember, I am Morgan. I, sorry, my asthma has been awful the last couple months. So it's driving me crazy. So I'm sure it'll drive y'all crazy. I'll try not to cough too much. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I am Morgan. I am a pastry chef in Monroe, Louisiana. A lot of you follow my mother, Llama Mama Kayla, on YouTube, and that's how a lot of you found me. So, hi, welcome. Um, about a year-ish ago, I was making a big push to try and do videos. I mean, I do that every so often, but like a year ago, I made a big push to try to do videos. I even got monetized, and it was going okay. But I lived in a house that had this teeny tiny kitchen. Like literally, I had less than this much counter space. Okay, I was chopping up veggies on top of my stove, trying to do videos. It was a mess. I was really broke, so I was trying to do like real cheap recipes too, and it really wasn't working out. And then I was trying to make it work. Gosh, sorry. I was trying to make it work, but then every spring at that old house, when it rains and it's the rainy season, I'm guessing there's a hole under the sink of the floor somewhere. But every spring and like a slow point in the fall too, um, gnats or fruit flies or something just invade my house. I'm guessing like water stands underneath the house and just they just come up somehow to the floor and it just infestation doesn't even cover like biblical plague is what it turned into, like from the bottom floor, the top floor, they're just everywhere. It was a nightmare. And no, I'm not gonna. First off, I'm not gonna eat anything I cook in that house. Second off, no one wants to watch someone cook and little bugs fly around everywhere. Like that's disgusting. So as I tried to combat that, I stopped doing videos, and then just after a couple months, and went away. I just never really got back into it. Started dating someone and was over here all the time. So, but now things are different. I live here now. The bakery that I worked at has closed, very sadly. Um, Money really wasn't great, and also there's lots of locally owned bakeries in this town, or there were, and it was enough business to go around for everybody. But then we've got a crumble cookie, small cakes, nothing but cakes, a peach cobbler factory. We're getting another Great American Cookie Company. We're getting, oh, what else was coming? Some Parisian Korean place that have like patisserie and also like Korean barbecue sandwiches, I think. It's apparently a chain on the West Coast. I've never heard of it. And something else is coming too. And all the new trendy stuff it just killed local businesses because nobody has money. So if you're gonna go splurge, let's go splurge on the new fun thing, see what it is. And I get it, but it's killed several bakeries in the last year, including the one I worked at. So I currently don't have a job. It's great. It's so great. I love it. But I've had a little time at home to like rest and recover. My partner teaches, So he's been home, all of December and January so far, getting to rest and relax. And I've been like a nervous wreck and working. And now I've had a little bit of time to rest and recover a little bit. And so now I've been doing, my mind just went blank, cottage bakery. I've been like baking at home for people. I've been doing like a weekly pre-order, and people are getting scones and bread and sorry, scones and bread and macarons and stuff, and that's been going okay. I'm also have some orders for cakes over the next couple months. But apart from that, I said let's give YouTube another shot. So I'm back again. We'll see how long it lasts. I might be doing the same video again in a year. Oh gosh. But that's really about it. I was gonna say something and my mind just went blank. Let's see what y'all say. Beautiful kitchen. Thank you. I love it. It's all this kind of space. It's all corner, gas oven, and then I have a 5-foot stainless steel table that I brought home from the bakery, and I have it right here with my speed rack, my bun rack, and all like the trays and everything that I slide into. So that frees up a lot of counter space too. So now I can actually cook like functionally. Even hosting Thanksgiving here, just with this before I had this set up, was a lot. So now I have this rack with stuff can go out of the oven onto this to cool, and it frees up so much space. It's great. Do I prefer Morgan now, or does it matter as long as we call you for dinner? Either one really. My family has always called me Dakota, my middle name. In college and at work and stuff, I've always went by Morgan. So I don't know. All of my professional branding is in a Morgan, just to keep it all, concise and not confusing, but just whatever. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Yep, a lot of small business owners have been struggling. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Stuff I could say, but I won't. Oh, if I could just quit coughing. I've used my inhaler so many times. And I probably need to dig out my nebulizer machine and do another breathing treatment because it's been bad. But every day I think, like some days I'm like, okay, I need to go back to the doctor. This is awful. Like I will be like throwing up from coughing so hard. And I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'll go to the doctor. And then I wake up and feel perfectly fine. I'm like, okay, great. And then I go slowly for the next few days, it comes back and it just repeats. So, I don't know. Have I considered catering out of the kitchen? I'm doing some baked stuff right now. Actual catering does require, in the state of Louisiana at least, requires a whole inspected kitchen and a whole bunch of different licensing, and that's not something I really want to do right now. Because anything that has like be temperature controlled, like meats or like real dairy products or eggs or anything like that, it's a whole lot of legal stuff. Legally in Louisiana, you can do cakes, cookies, breads, whatever stuff like that, and just there's no rules to it. But when you start bringing in the other types of stuff, there's a whole lot more legal loopholes and permits. I don't think that's the word I'm looking for, but a whole bunch of stuff that you have to do, and I don't want to do that. Not right now. Yes, that's great. Every winter, just about, I get sick. It's either the fall or winter. Sometimes I hold off. Like, it hit me right before Christmas, maybe about a week and a half before Christmas this year. Sometimes it hits me as early as October. But once I get that sickness, I cough through the winter, and it's miserable. So, let's see how long it lasts this time. Let me see. Hello from Saskatchewan, Canada. Hi. Let's see. Live on Tessin DM and menthol sugar-free cough drops with a sitting. Yep. I lived on Mucinex for about 3 weeks. And then the doctor was convinced that I probably had pneumonia. They did x-rays. They didn't show anything up. And she was like, I could have had pneumonia. I was on the back end of it. I don't know. But then I spent another week on Mucinex, like the heavy strength, like the serious stuff, and whatever medicine she gave me, and it mostly knocked it out. And then the cough just kept coming back and 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 coming back. So let's see. Did I remove my enchilada pasta recipe? I don't think that I didn't. After I finish the live, I will go check on my page and see if it's still there. If you go to my profile and then click videos and not just like the main tab, it should be there unless for some reason it was taken down. It was a live video, so there may be another tab for lives, so look for it there. Right, but I'm gonna bring the laptop over here so I can keep answering questions, and I'm gonna put away some of these dishes. It has not been anything. I don't know why I said that. My boyfriend's been out of town for work, so I've been at home alone for a couple of days, and I loaded the dishwasher, ran it, and then it sat here. My whole to-do list has been ignored. When the bakery did close, I had a bunch of stuff there that belonged to me. I bought some stuff from the owner, like some stainless steel bowls, and whoops, kitty. So I brought a whole bunch of stuff home, and it's kind of been floating around until today. I was finally able to get this table and bed rack here. So I can kind of organize stuff onto there. The table has a shelf below it, so I've got my big bins of flours and sugars and everything. And then the rack can hold trays. It can also hold some certain kinds of like large bins that kind of slide onto it. So I have stuff like food coloring and all that stored there now, and like packaging and gloves and all that is in these bins slid onto the rack. Then I also have a closet right around here that I've kind of halfway taken over, put some shelving into, and a lot of my other baking stuff is in there. I don't know how I got on this topic, but so I'm slowly getting everything kind of organized. Okay, that looks all dirty. Yes, I do want to do some new baking videos and decorating videos. And now with this setup, with my old setup, I had to do like top down onto what I was cooking, which is good for some things, but a lot of people want to see, the person who's talking. So now I can take this table and roll it to the middle of the kitchen and set up my tripod behind it, and you can see me while I decorate or cook or mix or anything. So I'm really excited about that. So I've got to go through recipes and go through tips and tricks and hacks, like you said, and see what I can, make videos on. But I'm hoping that I can kind of do. I'd like to do a few a week. I might just kind of have to ease myself into it, because video editing, this is all a lot of work. A lot of people, some people know this, some people don't. A lot of people, it's like, oh, just make a silly little video on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. But it has a lot more to it than just filming. Because then there's a whole bunch of prep, you're making sure you have all of your ingredients measured out, and this and that, everything's together, everything's clean, the essential equipment is ready to go, not the dishwasher that's running. Done that before. And then you put all these clips that you film together, and then to edit, and I paused here, let me go edit that part out, and this and that. Let me insert this clip here. It takes several hours after you film to get the video ready to even upload. He's gonna go over here. So it's a lot of work. So in what I did last year is I did a video every single day. And I'd spend about 2 days, all I did was just cook food that I didn't even eat most of it. I just cook food, film it, go from recipe to recipe to recipe, or I jump between okay, I cook this part, now it needs to sit in the fridge or bake or whatever, so I'm gonna start cooking this one, and kind of a weird puzzle piece. And then I had hours of video footage to sort through and edit and cobble together, and I burnt myself out really bad, which is another reason I took a break that wound up not being a break. So it's a lot. So I'm trying, all that to say, I'm trying not to let myself be I'm gonna do a video every day or 3 videos a week or whatever. I want to do some videos and make some money off this, but I don't want to overload myself. Especially since I'm kind of almost starting back at square one again. Maybe not square one, maybe square 3. Because I do have close to 2,000 followers, and I am monetized. So it's not starting over, but it is still rebuilding the audience and telling people that, hey, remember, you subscribed to me way back when. I'm still here. So let's see. Did you get your bulk bins from your bakery? You've been trying to find some, but they're so priced on Amazon. We do a couple of big Costco stock-ups a year. So I got, these are dirty, I made some bread in them. I got these 6-quart Cambros, somebody over here. These 6-quart Cambros from the bakery. There were a ton. So I took 4. You can get these at Sam's. They used to be $5 back in 2021 when I had a Sam's membership. I almost bought them for myself several times, but I was man, I don't need them. Who knows how much they are now. But I also, for ingredients, I use that mainly for measuring out ingredients and like letting dough rise in them, because lid snap on, it seals it. It's perfect for that. But for my ingredients, I use heavy these things that I got at Walmart, and 46 cups. And I have one for sugar, for flour, for self-rising flour, and then I have the small ones that hold 21 cups for powdered sugar, almond flour, brown sugar, and I keep almost buying more just because I want them and like to organize things, but I don't need them. But that's what I use for my storage. For me, I don't have the big bins because I'm not baking in that volume right now. If you hear barking, that's my dog. Someone's having fun without him. I don't know. So the big bins, I don't have those. But I did have them at the restaurant I worked at. Had a tall, skinny, what about that tall, skinny, long bins that slid under a table and rolled out. And then at the bakery, we had the big, like, food grade, looked like buckets, looked like trash cans. But they were big buckets with lids. They were on wheels and we roll around to the different workstations. Oh, there's just poured water everywhere. Let me see. How many pounds? The self-rising flour one, I just fit 15 pounds of self-rising flour in the big one. So, right? Yeah, so it's 3 5-pound bags. So they hold a decent amount. I think I've used all of my regular flour one. But they hold a good bit. What is that silly dog barking at? Let me go see. When's there? Come here, boy. No. Silly dog. The big dogs are outside and they're barking at something, so he had to bark at them. I don't know. Yes, the birds. Right now I have 2 parakeets and 1 society finch. I need to get another finch because finches should be in groups of minimum 2. They should be like, 4s or 6s or 8s. I think I've had about 6 or 7 finches in that cage that size before. But the PetSmart here rarely has finches in stock, and I used to work there, and the birds we would get were not the healthiest. I'd buy them and get my employee discount, and they'd only live a few months. I'd go to the other pet store, a little small locally owned one, and their birds, I don't know what breeder they use, but they were always healthier, and they have lived years and years and years. But they hardly ever, they either don't have finches or I'm broke. Those never overlap where I have money and they have finches. So I need to get her a new friend because her buddy passed away a few months ago, I guess. And she's been a little sad, but she is right up against the parakeets, so they still kind of interact and chittle chatter. From Walmart, yes, and I think I've seen them now, maybe with a navy lids and handles. I love like the turquoisey green color, So I snatched those up back when I first had them. But I'm pretty sure I see them in navy now. But it's still the same product, just new color for new trends. When are we going to New York? Yes, I am going to Manhattan in a couple weeks. I leave on the 31st and we come back on like the 3rd or something. But yes, it's gonna be fun. I've never been to New York City before. The only time I've ever been north was going to Cincinnati a couple times as a kid. My brother saw a specialist doctor up there. And one time a couple times we flew, we stopped at the Chicago airport, but I didn't like go to Chicago, you know. And then one time we drove up there and we just went through the back roads of Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, and then suddenly we're in Cincinnati. So not a lot to see really. So I am excited to get to see New York City. We're gonna go to Times Square. We're staying at, there's a hotel with a weird name that's famous because an author, she would go to the cafe or the restaurant or something and sit and write with other authors. I don't know. But we're staying at this hotel and we're leaving here. Our flight takes off. Carlson did not tell me this until he let it slip while I was on the phone with someone else. Our flight leaves Monroe at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Okay? I'm gonna have to go to bed like dressed and just have him carry me to the car because no. And so I started doing math, and I'm like, okay, if we have to fly at 6 a.m., do we have to get there, 2 hours early? Well, that's 4 a.m. Then I have to, leave the house at, 3:30, which means I have to get up by, 2:30 in the morning, which would mean, I was doing all this math in my head. I'm like, I might as well just not even go to sleep. But then Carlton was like, no, we don't have to be there till 5. And it's like, that doesn't really help the whole situation as much as you think it does. But we're going to take off from here at 6, and we're going to arrive in New York City lunchtime-ish. I think we'll have a late lunch. And then our schedule is bam, 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 bam. We are going to a Broadway show that day. We're going to be there the 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. We're going to be there 4 days, and I think we're seeing 5 different Broadway shows. We may be seeing 4 shows. I don't know. It's a lot. I know we're going to see Gypsy with Audra McDonald, and I'm going to get to see Hamilton, and I think we're going to see the Death Becomes Her, and there's something else, I know. I keep getting asked, what do you want to do in New York? And I'm like, I've never been. You all go there all the time. You know what I would like. Figure it out. But I do know we are going to go probably on a bus tour of the city. It'll drive us around, see all the sights. We're not going to go to the Statue of Liberty because they asked if I wanted to, but I was like, I don't have to go to it. I want to see it from a distance. So I think we'll see that on the bus tour. And then we talked about either going to the top of the Empire State Building or 30 Rock. And we decided to go to the top of 30 Rock, Rockefeller Center, because from there you do get a view of the Empire State Building, which is the more iconic view in New York. So that'll be fun. Then we're going to go to some different bakeries. We talked about Milk Bars, Old Macrostino Toasty, and Magnolia Bakery, maybe some others. And I think we're going to go to the Museum of Modern Art, which I'm really excited about if we do get to go. If you know me, if you've kept me over the years, you know, in addition to baking and stuff, I also do art. I was an art. I swear my major in college kind of like loop-de-looped. Get out of that cabinet. But a good chunk of my major was in art history. So there are some we had a choice of the Metropolitan Museum, or the MoMA. And pick the MoMA because one, you can do it in a day, whereas the Met, you have to do, you can see part of it or the whole thing over like span of days. So MoMA would be easier, but also there are specific paintings at the Museum of Modern Art that I would like kill someone to see. They have a whole exhibit on Van Gogh. There is the Starry Night, the sunflowers, churches, just everything by him. That alone is worth it. But there's also some paintings by Kahlo. There is some Monet and Degas and I had a list typed up somewhere, but I don't remember it all now. But there's a lot of paintings and artists I would love to see there specifically. So excited to do that. And then I don't really know what else we're doing. We're gonna go eat a bunch of fancy restaurants. We're going with my boyfriend's sister and her wife. And so they've all been up there. The sister and the wife, they live a couple hours away. And Crosby used to go up there all the time with his family. And he goes up every so often to like visit and little vacations. So I'm sure they know lots of great stuff to do. So I'm trying to like get a bunch of photos for Instagram and videos, make a little trip video or something, I don't know. So keep an eye out for that. Let's see. It would be a bit warmer. Maybe so. Right for here, Tuesday, I think, Monday or Tuesday, it's supposed to snow or be horrible, awful winter weather. So we'll see how long that lasts. They moved the inauguration indoors because it's going to be too cold. Don't get me started. So it's going to be cold everywhere. So maybe it'll warm up a little bit by the time our trip comes. Alaska. Yeah? Hope I have mittens. I do not. There is like one day a year, maybe 2 or 3 days a year, where we have weather that would justify mittens and scarves, beanies and all that. And I think I do have a nice pair of gloves, but there's like one day a year, so no one here owns any of that. It's awful. Alaska. I want to go to Alaska because it's pretty, see a moose or something, ride a bear, I don't know. But I think I have some relatives, distant cousins in Alaska. I forget which town. One of the big main towns, main cities. Either the capital or one of the others, but Fairbanks maybe. So I always thought that'd be neat to go. These people don't know who I am, I don't know who they are. But, it'd be neat to go and be like, oh, this is where, my great-grandfather's brother wound up. Very pretty. Sometimes when you fly, it's easier to stay awake. Yeah. The problem is that I would wake up one morning and then stay up all night, get on a plane, and then not have time to take a nap. So I'd be going like 48 hours of like run, fly, run, Broadway show, dinner, And I just like get back to the hotel and be like a jittery shell of a person. So I don't think I'm going to attempt that. Let me see. Need a vacation after my vacation? Maybe. Well, I don't have a job right now, so then I'm kind of done one long, sad, depressing vacation. That's great. I think the hats my mom made. Yes, she did make me a coffee, a big beanie, and she might be making some scarves. I don't know. But yes. In Alaska, it's almost impossible to avoid a red eye. We traveled to Wisconsin for Thanksgiving, and our flight was at 1 a.m. Landed in Wisconsin at 12 p.m. It was rough. Wow. Yeah. That's about 11 hours. Hold on 1 second. What are you barking at? What are you barking at? No. No. Silly little dog. Ooh. I guess get this cough to go. I do not want to cough the entire time. So hoping this cough will finally clear up enough. So I can not be miserable and not make everyone around me miserable. But also I know it's gonna be colder up there and that's probably just gonna make it worse. So we'll see how that plays out, I guess. Hey. Windsor. I had went through and made a bunch of bread and bread and scones and macarons and stuff, and I didn't clean it up right away, and now it's just kind of sat here, and now I'm gonna have to deal with it. Not nearly as fun. Let that soak a minute. What else is it? Beautiful cat. Oh, thank you. Oh, get out of here. This is Oscar. He's about 2 years old, maybe a little older. He's a little gremlin baby. He's so sweet. He loves to be petted. And he has these beautiful, huge blue eyes. It's almost like cartoonish. When my last dog, Taco, is a Chiweenie, I had him for 12 years. When he passed away, it was just my cat, Monty, who was somewhere. And I was working like 90 hours a week at the restaurants, 7 days a week. It was miserable. But I would come home and he would have been alone all day long. And he'd run up to me just crying. And I didn't want to get another dog at the time. So I was looking for a cat. And I tried to give a trial with a cat my friend of mine was fostering for the shelter. It didn't work out with her, but some random person posted a photo of some kittens they had to give away for free. And they were all like gray tabbies except for Oscar. He was a solid white kitten with Siamese point ears and paws and tails. And I was like, well, he's gorgeous, I want him. And he was just so cute and tiny and sleek fur. And then about 2 months later, he went poof. And he's not long hair, but he's kind of medium length hair. And he started shedding over everything I own. And it was like, I was off my mind. It was bad. He still goes through periods where he sheds more than other times. but everything I own was covered in white cat hair. It was driving me crazy. I'd wake up in the mornings, I'd look in the bathroom mirror, and like my hair and my beard would just be covered in his hair somehow. I'd like brush it all out. It was crazy. Yeah, just one time zone to get from. I'm in Central, that's Eastern, so it's Eastern, so it's just one time zone over. So it's not a big deal if I were going to West Coast or Europe or anything. Windsor, hush, baby. Oh, thank you all. Wash some of this stuff. I have a video that I filmed yesterday. You might have saw the one where I was at the flea market? No. Yes, I posted the one where I went to the flea market. No. Restocked my booth. I forgot to film that. But I also like gave a tour of the flea market for sale. I bought this Windsor. Hush, boy. Come here, baby. Come here, Winnie. Children. Anyway, I bought this marble rolling pin, and it looks pretty old. The handles look a little bit worn, but the pins is all in really good shape. So I'm gonna wash it pretty well and use that and some stuff. It's real nice. But I have another video that was yesterday too. Windsor, hold on. Windsor boy, come here. Come here. What do you want? This is a loudmouth. He's Windsor. He's a Shih Tzu. He's waiting on a grooming appointment for next week that might get canceled because of the winter weather. So let's see how that does. But he's loud. I might put him in the bedroom, let him take a nap. Go get it. Good boy. Okay. Now what was I saying? Yes, it's good to be back on YouTube. Oh yeah, so I did the flea market video yesterday. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, I have another video of I was bored and I want to come back home afterwards, so I went to PetSmart because I needed some bird food, and then I went to Michael's because it was next door. So I have a video of like shopping around, a few things I bought that I probably shouldn't have, and filmed a bunch of stuff in like the whole new baking section. They have all these new products. The brand of cake pans that I like, they have there. So I filmed a bunch of stuff. So I might look at some of that and tell you what's worth buying, what's worth making yourself. Like they have all the cake drip bottles and the the little packets of modeling chocolate. Those aren't worth buying. Make your own. Way cheaper to make your own. And it has some like really good new stuff too. So I'm gonna sit down and do piece all that together and do a voiceover. And I think it wound up being like a longer video because I was in there way longer than I thought it was. But I gotta do a voiceover. And that's always the hardest part for me doing videos is like say I did a top-down video cooking. And I do all the cooking and everything, and I edit out chunks that don't need in there, speed stuff up. Sorry, oh my gosh, asthma is. Anyway, do all this work editing and cobbling it together, and then you have to sit down in a quiet place, which is not existent when you have pets, and record a 10, 20, 45-minute voiceover. And, ugh, that's me crazy. But the last one was okay. So maybe the Michaels one will be not so bad either. So look for that. Probably not today. I'm probably going to start editing today. So maybe tomorrow or the next Sunday or Monday. Let's see. I see this comments popping up. But I'm going to look at a laptop because it's easier to read. Let's see. Your mom had the same bowling pin when you were growing up? Yes, it is very heavy. Yeah, it's like this is solid marble with a little hole drilled through for the little metal rod. It is very heavy. I'm scared I'm going to drop it and break it, but it seems really good quality. Seems really good quality. Yes, everyone seems to like the flea market walkthrough. I need to remember to do that more often. Typically, when I've been going to the flea market over the past... oh, my battery's low. Over the past couple years, I'm going after work, and I have an hour or so to like get all my stuff in, make sure it's priced correctly, rearrange the booth, make it look nice, and then get back out to closing. So now that I have more time, I might do some more walkthroughs and like come shop with me. I told myself when I used to work at this flea market way back in 2013, 2014, maybe a little 2015. And I had booths at Frogs, Taylors, Wayne's, the other frogs, the hippie chick place. I had booths like 7 or 8 flea markets, and made a lot of money doing that. But I went back to school full time, stopped working at the flea markets, and then I'd let this one go and let that one go, and then it just kind of fizzled out. And then a couple years ago, I got this flea market booth back. But I told myself that I was not allowed to buy anything that was not something I was already like collecting or would be useful to have, like a rolling pin. So I was like, okay, I collect royal memorabilia. I'm only allowed to buy something, royal themed. And like, this is Monroe, Louisiana. Like, how often am I going to find that? More than you think, apparently. Because every time in the first couple months, every time I go in there, okay, well, here's this tray, here's this little cup, here's this little teapot. Go figure, right? So, I try not to buy things when I go in there. I try to just look and see what there is. So, but maybe not have time. Well, anyway, maybe not have more time to like do a walkthrough, and even if I don't buy anything myself, I can just show you like what there is. Baking basics videos. Yes, that's one of the things I want to do. I want to show like recipes for baking or cooking meals and sides and stuff. But I also want to do, hey, here's how you bake this. This is why you do this. Here's decorating. Here's how to decorate this. Or videos just watch me decorate a cake. Maybe we'll talk and chat. I don't know. So there's a little variety of stuff I kind of want to do. I just got to get it all planned out up here, which is a jumbled up scary place. So watch for it, but don't expect it like right now. Yeah, decorating lessons too. I'm gonna try and do some stuff like that and just see what happens. Will there be recipes? Yes. If you watch my old videos, I always try to have my recipe, like ingredients and measurements, listed in the video description, and then during the video I also like tell you, hey, it's a cup of this, or a bag of this, or a teaspoon of that as I'm adding it. But I typically have the written recipes in the video description. So there should be a lot of stuff here. My hair is doing something really weird. Oh well. Let's see. Whole family is so creative. We try. Let's see. If anybody follows my mom, I know a lot of you probably do. You know, she crochets and loom knits and all that stuff, and has done paintings and stuff over the years. Dad writes books. He can draw. He does not draw, but he can. Elijah draws really well. He had a whole Etsy store with candles or soap or something, and I don't know what happened with that. And you know, I've always painted. Never been great at drawing, but I've always painted with acrylics and oils, and then I've always cooked. And then I've always said, like, oh, baking's hard. That's like chemistry and science, to be exact. And then I kind of accidentally got into baking a little bit, and then it's just kind of snowballed from there. Oh gosh. Okay, what else is in here? Oh, I'm gonna have to wash these by hand. Yeah, that'll be fun. Those are clean. Alright. But yeah. Oh, we've been here almost an hour. Didn't realize that. Cool. Ooh, hold on. Weird settings over here. Let me just see what this. There's new settings over here. I didn't know there was. How do we celebrate? I don't know what. I'm gonna turn this on. I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna turn it on. Weird settings. I haven't done YouTube in so long that, like, I don't know. If they change stuff, I need to like go back and read updates and watch videos and stuff. I don't know what this is. Why does it show up on here? It doesn't show up on there. A goal. I don't know what a goal is. Okay, it didn't do anything for me, so. Anyway. Oh well. What was I doing? I think, I don't know. Okay, I washed off, but I'll turn water on and then I wouldn't be able to hear me. I guess I could show you guys the other half of my kitchen. Okay, I can pick this up. I didn't think about that. So I have this whole little baking setup over here now. So I just set you on the oven. Does that work? Are you gonna fall? Oh, please don't. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. You're gonna fall. Hold on. Hope you're not like motion sickness or anything. I set you up on the actual like flat counter space. Wouldn't that be smarter? That would be much smarter. Okay. Yeah, so now you can see. We've got like big speed rack. Oh, you can kind of see it's very far away. I got this big speed rack, and I've got my baking trays on it. It's really useful. And when I'm actually cooking and stuff, I can roll the table over or out. You can roll this out more, so it's more convenient to like put stuff in. But for when I'm not using it, it still fits there. I can fit trays in there pretty easily. And I have this whole 5-foot table. Hold on, my phone is ringing. And I'll call them back. Oh well. I have this whole table here. And lots of room to work on stuff without being kind of like cramped into, right here, stuff back there. I can cut off this whole table, sanitize it, and, work. Obviously, I have some bowls here. I'm going to figure out, I guess they're going to go back in the closet. And my laptop. And then down here, I have the big ingredient bins. And I can kind of like double stack them. So like one in front of the other. And I'm thinking I might look for like a small kind of shelf that I could like put in the back right there. And then keep some things I use more often there, so I don't have to go back and forth to the closet. So we'll see. Oops. But that's what this half of the kitchen is looking like so far. Let's see what you're saying. New kitchen's amazing, light up space, wiggle room, so much more room. Yes, this kitchen, like it has all of this space. It's real long. It's not. It's long enough to like justify an island or something, but it's just not quite wide enough to have like a real island. But this table being able to roll, I can basically do that, especially when we're cooking a lot or something, and roll out in the middle, either this way or this way. And then, tuck it back over here, and we don't need like an island in the middle taking up space. So it's pretty great. Let's see. Oof. I have a gas stove. I've never had a gas stove to use before. I've used a couple like other people's houses, but I've never used never had a gas stove to you have to relearn how to bake almost, because the temperatures and stuff is always a little bit different, and like the way it heats up. So had to work on that. But it is nice. Here. Y'all probably didn't see it, but I also have this little bit of counter here next to the fridge, and that's where both of our KitchenAids live, and some little containers of flour and sugar. Neither one of us was going to give up our KitchenAids, of course, so they sit side by side. I thought about moving mine right here on this table. We'll see. Let's see. Enough space to dance. Yes, there have been a couple times where I'm cleaning or cooking and crank up a Beyonce album and grab a cat and dance around in here, but y'all probably won't see any footage of that. I don't know. Does Carlton like to cook? Yes. When we first started dating, he mentioned he cooks some, and all of his friends were like, oh, he's such a good cook, and I'm like, where is this good cook? All we're doing is ordering DoorDash and going out to eat. Where is all this cook? But finally he did he started eating here more, and he started cooking, and he's a really good cook. And he can bake. But I think he's mostly I'll bake something, so. Oh gosh. I need to quit coughing. Let me grab my inhaler real quick. Okay. I keep forgetting to. I've used this a lot, but when I actually need to use it, I keep forgetting to use it at the time. So if I start coughing a lot, like, tell me, inhaler. Oh, completely unrelated to anything we were about to talk about. But Carlton's sister made me. She does stained glass art, and she made me these stained glass macarons for Christmas, and I love them so much. I have to fix, I think this one. It came loose, so I have to like fix it. It's kind of this wedge in there, really weird, real tight. I gotta fix this little connector so that it's not like hanging crooked. And then I gotta figure out what window I'm gonna hang it in. I thought about maybe putting it right here or in this window over the sink. Doesn't get quite as much sun, but there is some. But in this window, there is already. Let me turn you guys, you can see. That is Carlton's two dogs. It's a portrait of them in stained glass that she made for him a couple years ago. It's really, really pretty, real impressive that she can do that. So I don't think I'll hang it in that window. I might hang it here by the sink somehow. Gotta figure that out later. But they're really not, I was not expecting that for Christmas, and it was so nice. Oh gosh. Fix another glass of tea. I've been trying to drink less sweet tea unless I am like at a restaurant, which we don't really do often lately. And just drink water. It's healthier and it's healthier. But and Carlton was buying a bunch of gallons of tea, like pre-made, and I kind of like tape it off, so we had to pour like a gallon and a half out that it just went bad sitting in the fridge. But I've been drinking a lot of water lately, trying to feel a little healthier. I don't know if it's done anything. But the other night I ordered pizza from one of my favorite places, and I was like, let me just get a drink. And through DoorDash, you can't get, a to-go cup from this place. If you order through their app, you can, but it takes like twice as long, so you have to get one of the drivers and the whole ordeal. But you can get a gallon of a drink, so I got a gallon of tea. So I've been drinking on that for like 3 days. Yes, water is healthier and cheaper. And you hear all the stories of people. It's like, I stopped drinking tea and soda and whatever, and just water, and I lost, 90 pounds in a day. No, I know that's exaggerated, but no. I might have gained weight. I don't know. But, gosh. I don't know. Let me move this stuff around. Just keep getting camouflaged into the stove. I think it's gonna blend in. Some pot holders. I think, is this them? I think this is them. I think Mom made these for us. I think she made these. Because there was another crocheted one somewhere. But I think it was these she made for us. And they were actually really thick. I was kind of worried, like, crocheted pot holder, like, gonna have holes and you touch the hot pan and burn yourself. But these are actually pretty thick and they transfer heat pretty well, or keep the heat off pretty well. Let me see. Oof. But I cook, professional cook. Carlton cooks. So combining our kitchens, that was something. Because he has all of his cookware that he likes to cook with. I have all of my cookware that I like to cook with. He has his flour containers. I have my big bulk flour containers. His baking sheets, my baking sheets that fit my baking rack. Not even like, Cambros and stuff, but like all of our spoons and spatulas, all of our pot holders. Because who gets rid of a pot holder, really? Like, you use it until it's falling apart or it's burnt or whatever and just throw it away. So now we have this whole bucket of pot holders on the counter that's literally that wide. And we got to cake pans, and Carlton looked at me and was like, do we really need all of these cake pans? Yes, we do. Those are 6 inches and those are 9 inches, and we need them all. But we've wound up with like a bunch of cheesecake pans, so I might kind of cull through those. But yeah, we wound up with a lot of just duplicate stuff. We had to kind of justify, okay, well mine was like basically broken or really cheap Dollar Tree something that I'd use often. He'd have like a nice one, so we'd throw them out away, or I'd take it to the flea market or something. But we did the kitchen like in one day. That was the first thing I moved basically, and it was a little stressful. And what I kind of thought was just going to be, okay, here's my stuff, I'll put my plates with your plates, and my pans with your pans, and we'll just kind of like sort through as we use stuff, and like, oh, these would work better over here or whatever. It was not that. In that one day, we reorganized all the cabinets, alphabetized all the spices, and I had a lot of spices, and he had a lot of spices and herbs and everything, and we alphabetized them all. And now I'm scared to buy anything new because then we have to like shift everything around. So, let me see. What was I saying? Still laugh about my original hot pad. Do you mean maybe this one that my brother got me for Christmas or my birthday or something? I had it in a video, and it was a top-down video. I was just talking, and I was laying on the stove, and I was gonna clean up stuff, and I moved it, or I picked up the fidget with it, and everybody was like, oh, he realized it had a bad word, he's trying to hide it. And I was like, no, I was just this one gets used a lot. Also, I have this one. Easy as pie is such a lie. I bought this at a bakery in Hot Springs. They had a bunch of novelty like pot holders and dish towels and stuff, and I wanted one, so I had to get this one because the only time I ever actually like cry over food and baking and cooking is with pie. Pie is awful. I don't like making pie. Either my crusts, when I pre-bake them, they melt. I know now what I did wrong, but it was years or months of like trial and error and like mental breakdowns. And if we get the crust right, the filling's always never set up. And if I get both of those things right, something else goes wrong. Every time I've cried, it's been over pie. So easy as pie is such a lie. I had to have that one. cast iron handle covers, yeah. If you do it with thick enough yarn or tight enough, I don't know the term, stitching, it's not a weave, and like small stitches or whatever, it should be pretty durable. Do we cook together or does it get crowded? Both. If I come home from work, he'll be cooking. He'll be like, "Go sit down," and I don't know if that's like, "Oh, you've been working, go get off your feet," or if I say, "Get away." Um, but then I'll be cooking, and he'll come in like, "Do you need me help?" I'm like, "No." You see all the cutesy things about couples who cook together and love and blah blah blah. No, get out of my kitchen. Like big stuff like Thanksgiving. We were both in here. I wish we had this set of Thanksgivings. We were both in here doing all kinds of stuff. I woke up Thanksgiving morning to like breakfast already made and some casseroles mixed up and ready to go in the oven and all kinds of stuff he already done. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go drink some coffee and watch the parade. Let me see. Butter stash. I used up all of my butter because when I get orders, I try to use that money to buy ingredients for orders. But at one point we had 6 pounds of butter in here, 7 pounds of butter. Because he had 3 of these, and I had went and bought 4, 5. Yeah, we had like 7 pounds of butter in here. He walked in, and he was like, "Hey, we already have butter." And I'm like, "No, that wasn't enough. I'm about to use every single bit of them. He's scraping the wax paper to get all the butter off. Your little 2 or 3 things is not enough." Let's see. Butter and cheese on hand. Yes. We've made an entire cheese order from Wisconsin up to Alaska from a dairy. I mean, I don't blame you. What do I do without dairy and eggs, right? My weird health things. I should be on a low histamine diet. I am trying every vitamin and supplement and pill I can do to avoid that because, first off, gotta have my dairy and my eggs, and they're high in histamine. And also, as a vegetarian and someone who's allergic to coconut, a low histamine diet would leave me eating like buttons and pebbles and pocket lint. And I don't want to do that. So I'm trying like all the pills before I have to resort to that awfulness. Okay, something green popped up. I really am like computer literate, but I have not used YouTube in a long time, and I've only ever done like one other live. So like, oh, someone gave me $5. Thank you. Oh, is that what that was? His goal achieved. For butter or cough medicine. Thank you. Okay. Because I was like a goal. It was like start a goal. I was like, I don't know what the goal is. And the reward, it was like make a reward. And I'm like, I don't know, meet the animals. It was money. Okay. Didn't have to do that. Sorry. But thank you. You could freeze. You can freeze butter. Yes. Oddly enough, I think I could live without meat, but I need a few pounds of cheese ready to go. Right? Yes. I've never, like, I ate some meat as a little kid, and I stopped eating meat, and it doesn't appeal to me. Like, people are like, you don't know what you're missing. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, I don't really think I'm missing anything. I'm fine. I do sometimes eat some of, like, the fake meat stuff, but it has to be certain brands, because like the Impossible Burgers, it's too real. It's too real. I had an Impossible Burger. We went out to eat for my brother's birthday to Applebee's for the first time in forever, and that's all they had I could eat, really. And I should have just gotten like an appetizer or something instead, because the texture was just too real, and like it was almost a little like pinkish, like meat. Uh-uh. Now I would eat of like a black bean burger or a boca burger all day long, but though, that was too weird. And there's like some brands of like the fake chicken that I forget the brand. It's the white and yellow bag. That's what I tell people, and they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, I don't know the brand. It's just the white and yellow one. But it's like chicken tenders. It's chicken nuggets basically, but it's like a fake. And I get some of those are frozen. I put a few in a bag with some seasonings, shake it up like shake and bake, and like pop it in the air fryer. It's good. It was another brand that I got. Mm-mm. It was like it had like the stringy chicken texture, and it's just I can't eat it. It's too real. It just I don't know. It's not meat. It just it's icky. Freaked me out. Pescatarians, they only eat it twice a week. Yeah. I used to think if I ever had to, like medically, for like medical reasons or whatever, had to like eat meat again, I would do seafood, and I thought that for a long time. And then, not to like talk on you or grocery out or anything, just my ramblings, but I started working at PetSmart. I was the manager in charge of all the animals. And the fish, oh my god, they were so filthy and so disgusting. And I realized that, oh no, no, I couldn't eat fish after this. Oh gosh. I went there yesterday for the first time in like probably over a year and saw all the like upgraded stuff that I like lobbied for with corporate to like get us the new fish tanks and the new bird enclosure and hamster enclosures and all this stuff, and they were like, no. I had to like take me and my staff. We had to like take duct tape and packing tape and put all over our reptile enclosure, and then take pictures, making it look like the whole thing was broken and falling apart, so that corporate would agree to send us a replacement. And I did that about 2 months before I quit. And then about a month later, a month or two later, they finally delivered the whole new setup. So I had to like sneak in there one day and go check it out. But now I walked in yesterday and they have like the whole new fish wall with the shiny new tanks, and it's even longer than it was before with more fish, and they have the new bird cages and the new hamster and guinea pig stuff, and I'm just like, where was this? Where was this? It's during the pandemic. I don't know why on this topic. During the pandemic, when the world shut down, PetSmart was like, "Hey, we're essential." We were not essential, but so they kept us open, and then they were like, "Okay, you need to lay off like all your employees, basically." So it was like 3 managers and like 2 part-time people running the store, where it used to be like 30 people that worked there. And then everybody started getting like the $600 a week unemployment checks, and our business like tripled because everybody's stuck at home alone. Like, oh, let's get a puppy dog, let's get a cat, let's get a fish. And it was insane because it was like 2 people, 3 people in the store at a time, and like hundreds of people literally like shopping. And I email corporate all the time like, hey, is there any chance we're gonna get like this stuff for, hey, we need this new stuff? And they're like, no, not even COVID reasons or supply chain. It was just no. So as soon as I quit, like I guess they like revamped the whole thing. What was I saying now? Oh yeah, fake meat, fish, PetSmart. That's how we got here. Cool. The Gardein breakfast and nuggets with Boca burgers. Like usually go potatoes. Yeah? Is it Gardein? That might be the brand of the chicken things. Petco murdered your lizard? Okay. We're gonna need a story time on that one at some point. Husband works in aquaculture. Fish can be gross, but fish raised for food is much different than aquarium fish. Yes, and I know this, and I tell myself that, but also when you are like literally armpits deep in a fish tank scrubbing, and fish just like the whole concept of fish is just ugh. Okay, well, won't be doing that, so... And time out. Cool, yeah, we don't do that here. All right, well, that's fun. You know what? Not now. There's only like, 30 people, but maybe in the future I will. Oh, yeah, the laundry. No. Go home smelling like fish tanks. It was the worst. What else we got need to do? I could move this whole setup into the living room and take down the Christmas tree that's still up. I've checked down one, we got two. Again, combining households. I'm gonna have to like dig out the boxes, and I won't do that right now. Yes, how do I mute this? Because I'm recording with my phone, and it's been silent. Turned it out the serve on. That'll probably fix it. It's been silent all day. And then just now, someone started like texting. All right. You know what I did not do? I did not turn on the dishwasher. You know how many times I do that? Way too many. I either forget to turn it on, or I accidentally press whatever button it is that does like the 4 or 5 hour like deep clean without realizing it. And it never fails if I do that. Like everything is on my silverware and bowls and plates, whatever, is in the dishwasher, trapped. And is it running? There we go. Yeah, never fails. I'll do like the accidentally do the 4 hour clean. That everything is trapped in there for like hours and I can't eat. Okay, what else we got? Oh, it looked different on my phone. I need to finally go to the eye doctor. um, I need to finally go to the eye doctor and get like reading glasses because I just finally got like all my insurance new and I can actually use the I have insurance that actually like is useful. Last insurance I got last spring or last January or whatever. It turned out like nowhere was in network and it didn't cover hardly any prescriptions and like what was the point? I could drive 2 hours to this one random clinic, but it still wouldn't cover the prescriptions they prescribed me. So like now I have something better so I can actually get, so I got my inhaler. EpiPen's probably still gonna be pricey with that, but it's gonna price for everybody. Maybe. But I need to go anyway. I need to go to the eye doctor because I have that coverage and some dental, so I need to like use all this stuff. Mainly, as I was saying, the eye doctor, so I can like read these tiny comments without getting right here on my phone and freaking y'all out. Because like, hey. Started in the morning. I would start my dishwasher at night going to bed. Just because like for me, getting up to leave in the morning time, I forget so many things. Like I'll have a lunch, so I forget to take a lunch. I forget to turn on the dishwasher as I leave for work. I forget to do this and that, and I need to bring this with me. So I save stuff like that for at night. But there's a mess I need to clean up, so just rent it now. It's not another full load of stuff, but I might just load the rest of that into the dishwasher when this finishes. Let's see. Forgot to turn on the stove and then wonder why it's taking so long for the kettle to whistle. Yep. Done that before. I forget to turn on the oven all the time. One day, about a couple months ago at work, I was mixing up cake batters and putting them in pans. Customers coming in and stopped go up front. I was there alone. And I'd come back, put the batter in pans, and go back up front, answer the phone, whatever, put in the oven. And I've spent forever, like, this cake should have burned by now. Why has the oven not gone off? And it turns out that the cake pans with the batter in them, were sitting on the shelf next to the oven. Apparently, when I was like putting them in the oven, a customer walked in or the phone rang or something, so I just set it down and did that and forgot that I didn't actually put them in the oven. So then, yeah, that was great. But yeah, do the same thing. Anyway, give me 1 second. These dogs are howling like crazy. Let everybody in. Come here. This is Barney, and this one is Max. These are Carlton's dogs. They are American Foxhounds, or Mexican American Foxhound mixes, maybe. Here, boys. That's the wrong treat. These treats. Here we go. Sit. Sit. Good boys. And you take that treats. They're American Foxhounds, and what that means is that they are loud. So loud. At 7 a.m. or at 6:30 a.m., Max, he's on a very strict schedule. Barney, I don't think really cares. Max, he has to be fed on time, or else. He doesn't bark. They're hounds. They scream. And at 7 a.m., sometime between 6:30 and 7 a.m., sometime as early as 6, he starts screaming across the house at his food bowls. So we're just laying in the bed and you're, it's loud. So Carlton gets up and feeds them, and he lets Windsor out and feeds him and everything, and I stay in bed another. Case in point, I stay in bed another hour or two. Oof. Yeah. But they're really sweet dogs. Max is a grumpy old man and is finally getting used to me like being here. It's been, 9 months of us dating, me coming over every day, and yeah. He's finally getting used to it. Now, Barney, the other one, loves me so much. Too much. He's finally calmed down a bit, but they're really sweet dogs. And then my dog Windsor he has someone to play with him who will play back. Max doesn't really play, but Barney does, and they play. They're real rough with each other, but not too rough. Like I'm always, at first I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna kill my dog, but he loves it. And Windsor like really likes to play, and when Barney gets tired, you can tell he's done. He's annoyed with Windsor jumping on him and biting at him, and he'll look at us like, make him stop. But they all get along pretty well. And the cats, Oscar, Monty is here somewhere, and Carlton's cat Albert doesn't really like anybody except Carlton. He's finally getting along with Oscar, but him and Monty is a little jerk, and he'll walk up while Albert's asleep. We're sitting there, and he'll be like, "Hey, I ain't doing nothing. I'm just, being friendly," and pop, 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 pop on his face and run away. So they kind of, they are what they are. And then I don't think Albert's ever been around a small dog, so he's not sure what Windsor is. So he'll just sit there and go over and over. But there is the drama between them all has significantly calmed down. So, what you looking at? But if anybody pulls in the yard or drives on the street or walks down the street, Max will let us know. And he will let the people outside know that he knows they're there, and it's loud. Let's see. Take care of myself, you as well. Let me see. There was a... I just remembered a comment. I don't... Oh, maybe it was that one. About if I've found any luck with the job search. Right now, no. A lot happened all at once, back to back. But the bakery closed down, and then my car died, I guess. So someone's been looking at it, figuring out stuff, talked to the bank. It's basically gonna cost more than I owe on it to fix it. And it already had some weird issues, and like way more. So I'm just without a car right now. So the bank, some weird insurance thing they might, because at this point the thing their insurance might cover. I don't know. I've given up trying to understand people, or just, I don't know, just tell me what I do. Anyway, I don't have a car right now. It's great. So, you don't have a car, you can't really get a job. So, working on that. It's great. Let's see. I don't think I can get it fixed. So instead, me and Carlton are sharing a car, and he makes way more money than I would. So he's teaches and everything. So he goes to work during the day. He just started back, and is right now he's been like in and out of the office. Actually, I'll have students next week, so he'll be teaching all day. I think on the weekends I might be at the flea market's hiring some people. I was gonna go work for them before the car like exploded or whatever happened. I don't know. I don't know cars. Um, but I might still work on there on Saturdays. I need to figure that out. Talk with him and see. But if I do, I'm gonna just work a day a week and then do some baking and some YouTube and maybe make ends meet. I don't know. But also on the job front, like I'm about to go on a little mini vacation, and then I may wind up having to go with Carlton on a work trip in the middle of February. So like, even if I did have a way to get somewhere or whatever, it'd be like, hey, thanks for hiring me. I have to be off this day, this day, this day, and then this day, this day, and this day. And I don't know. Sometimes employers find that tacky. Sometimes they're like, oh yeah, you've had stuff going on, sure. Amazon jobs at home. My plan has been to look into some work from home jobs, but I just haven't had like the time to like sit down and have like the mental like space to like let's look into this and see what is real and what's not and what's awful and what will actually pay money. But I've seen people mention Amazon and something else that I was gonna look into, so we'll see. Have a good rest of the day. You too, Sandra. Amazon legit, yes. You guys almost have a zoo. Yes, we have 3 dogs, 3 cats, and 3 birds. It's a lot. The other day, gosh, they were driving me crazy. I was here alone. Carlton, yeah, he was he at work? A meeting? I don't know what he was doing, but it was just a couple hours, and like one dog was like yelling and yelling and yelling, and then like one dog chewed up a bunch of my stuff, some clothing, a new belt, my old. He likes to chew on stuff. He chewed up like a belt and a wallet and flip flops and shoes and my Kindle. There are bite marks and like missing pieces of glass from my Kindle screen. And I found all this. The dog every time I let the dogs out, one dog would yell at either something in the next yard or up a tree. I couldn't really tell what he was barking at. And then my dog somehow slipped through the fence, so I just happened to find him in the neighbor's yard. And then the cats were fighting with each other. If they weren't fighting with each other, then they were under my feet. And I was overwhelmed, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. And then the birds were like, because they're normally quiet, except when you want them to be quiet, then they're loud. Texted across, and I was like, I'm about to lose my mind. The dog, all the animals are locked away. I'm getting a shower to calm myself down. So yes, it is a zoo. Oh, thank you. I was glad you were able to watch. And yes, I will enjoy New York. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. I probably need to go too. I was probably going to try and make a point, but I don't remember what that point was now, because I just tend to ramble. But yeah, I probably need to go too. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for the donation, and put it towards the car. Who knows? I will see you guys later. Watch out for that Michael's video in the next day or two, and see what else I can do here. I need to make some macarons that I should have done this morning, but I may either do a video of that or just go live again making that. So I don't know. Keep an eye out for that too. But thank you guys so much for watching and commenting and hanging out with me. I'm definitely gonna do this again soon. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks. Bye. He says bye and he doesn't know how to stop the live. Oh no. Maybe this button? Yes, stop streaming. Okay, bye.